who walked in darkness
Have
have seen a great light. One special quality of God's people is their ability to see, to contemplate, even in moments of darkness, the light which Christ brings. God's faithful people can see, discern, and contemplate His living presence in the midst of life, in the midst of the city. Together with the prophet, we can say, today, the people who walk, breathe, and live in the midst of smog have seen a great light, have experienced a breath of fresh air. Living in a city is not always easy. A multicultural context presents many complex challenges that are difficult to solve. The big cities are a reminder of the hidden riches present in our world, in the diversity of its cultures, traditions, and historical experiences, in the variety of its languages, costumes, and cuisine. Big cities bring together all the different ways in which we, human beings, have discovered to express the meaning of life wherever we may be. But big cities also conceal the faces of all those who don't appear to belong or are second-class citizens. In big cities, beneath the roar of traffic, beneath the rapid pace of change, so many faces pass by unnoticed because they have no right to be there, no right to be part of the city. There are the foreigners, their children who go out without schooling, those deprived of medical insurance, the homeless, the forgotten elderly. These people stand at the edges of our avenues and our streets in deafening anonymity. They become part of an urban landscape which is more and more taken for granted in our eyes and especially in our hearts. Knowing that Jesus still walks our streets, that He is vitally a part of the lives of His people, that He is involved with us in one vast history of salvation, fills us with hope, a hope which liberates us from the forces pushing us to isolation and lack of concern for the lives of others, for the life of our city. A hope which frees us from empty connections, from abstract analyses, or sensationalist
Una
routines,
esperanza que no tiene
a hope
miedo a
which is
involucrarse,
unafraid of
actuando
involvement,
como fermento
which
en los
acts as a
rincones
leaven
donde nos toque
wherever
vivir y
we
actuar.
happen to live and
Una
work.
esperanza que nos invita
A hope
a ver
which
en
makes us
medio
see,
del smog,
even
la
in the midst
presencia
of
de
smog,
Dios
the
que
presence of
sigue
God
caminando
as He
en
continues
nuestra ciudad.
to walk the
Porque
streets
Dios
of our city,
está en la ciudad.
because God is in the city.
¿Cómo es
What is it
esta luz
like,
que transita
this
nuestras
light
calles?
traveling
¿Cómo
through our
encontrar a
streets?
Dios que vive
How do we
con
encounter
nosotros
God who
en
lives
medio del
with us
smog
amid
de
the
nuestras
smog
ciudades?
of our cities?
¿Cómo encontrarnos con
How do we
Jesús
encounter Jesus
vivo y actuando
alive and at work
en el hoy
in
de
the
nuestras
daily
ciudades
life of our
pluriculturales?
multicultural cities?
Profeta Isaías
The prophet Isaiah
nos hará de guía
can guide us
en este aprender
in
a
this
mirar.
process of learning to see.
Habló de la luz que es Jesús.
He presents Jesus to
Y
us,
ahora
as
nos
a light.
presenta a Jesús
and now he presents
como
to us
consejero
Jesus as
maravilloso,
the wonderful counselor,
Dios fuerte,
the mighty God,
Padre para
the
siempre,
everlasting Father,
Príncipe de la
the
paz.
Prince of Peace.
De esta manera
In this way,
nos introduce
He
en
introduces
la
us
vida del Hijo
to the life of the Son,
para que también esa
so that
sea
His
nuestra
life
vida.
can be our life.
Consejero maravilloso.
Wonderful counselor.
Los evangelios
The
nos
Gospels
narran
tell
cómo
us
muchos van a
how many
preguntarle,
people
Maestro,
came up to Jesus to ask,
hacer?
Master, what must we do?
El primer movimiento que Jesús genera
The first
con su
thing
respuesta
that Jesus does in
es
response
proponer,
is to
incitar,
propose, to
motivar.
encourage, to motivate.
Propone siempre a
He
sus
keeps
discípulos
telling his disciples
ir,
to go,
salir.
to go out.
Los empuja
He urges
a ir
them
al
to go
encuentro
out
de los
and meet
otros,
others
donde realmente
where
están
they really are,
y no donde nos
not
gustaría
where we
que
think
estuviesen.
they should be.
Vayan una y
Go
otra
out
vez.
again and
Vayan
again.
sin miedo.
Go out
Vayan sin
without
asco.
fear,
Vayan
without
y
hesitation.
anuncien esta alegría
Go out and
que es
proclaim
para
this
todo el
joy,
pueblo.
which is for all the people.
Dios fuerte.
The mighty God.
En Jesús,
In
Dios se
Jesus,
hizo el
God Himself
Emmanuel,
became Emmanuel,
Dios con nosotros.
God with us,
El Dios que camina
God
a nuestro
who
lado,
walks
que
alongside
se ha
us,
mezclado
who gets involved in our lives,
en nuestras
in our
casas,
homes,
en
in
nuestras
the midst
ollas,
of our pots
como
and
le
pans,
gustaba decir
as
a
Saint
Santa
Teresa
Teresa
of
de
Jesus liked to say.
Padre para
The
siempre.
everlasting Father.
Nada ni nadie
No one or anything
podrá apartarnos de su
can
amor.
separate us from His love.
Vayan y anuncien.
Go out and proclaim.
Vayan y vivan
Go out
que Dios
and
está
show
en medio de
that God
ustedes
is in your
como un
midst
Padre
as a merciful
misericordioso
Father
que sale
who
todas las mañanas
who Himself goes out
y todas las
morning
tardes
and evening
para ver si su
to see
hijo
if His Son
vuelve a
has
casa.
returned home.
Y apenas lo ve venir,
And as soon as He sees Him coming, runs out to embrace Him.
esto es lindo.
This is nice.
Un abrazo
An embrace
que busca asumir,
which wants to take up,
purificar y
purify,
elevar la
and
dignidad
elevate
de sus
the
hijos.
dignity of His children.
Padre que en su
A Father who, in His
es
embrace,
buena noticia
is
a los
glad
pobres,
tidings to the poor,
alivio de los
healing
afligidos,
to the afflicted,
libertad a los
liberty
oprimidos,
to captives,
consuelo
comfort
para los tristes.
to those who mourn.
Príncipe de la paz.
Prince of Peace.
El andar hacia los otros
Go out to
para
others
compartir la buena
and
nueva
share the good news
que Dios es
that
nuestro
God,
Padre,
our
que
Father,
camina a nuestro
walks
lado,
at our side.
nos libera
He frees us
del anonimato
from anonymity,
de una vida
from a life
sin
of
rostro,
emptiness
una vida vacía,
and
y nos
selfishness,
introduce
and brings
en
us
la escuela
to
del
the school of encounter.
nos libera de la guerra
He moves
de
us
la competencia,
from the fray of
de
competition
la
and
autorreferencialidad
self-absorption,
para abrirnos
and He opens
al
before
camino
us
de la paz.
the path of peace.
Esa paz que
That
nace
peace
del
which is
reconocimiento
born
del otro.
of accepting others.
Esa paz
That
que
peace
surge en el
which
corazón
fills our
al
hearts
mirar
whenever
especialmente al más
we look
necesitado
upon those in
como
need
a un hermano.
as our brothers and sisters.
Dios vive en nuestra
God
ciudad.
is living in our cities.
La iglesia vive
The church
en nuestra
is
ciudad.
living in our cities.
Y Dios y la iglesia que vive en
And
nuestra ciudad
God and the church
quieren
who
ser
live in our cities
fermento en la masa,
want to be leaven
quieren
in the
mezclarse
dough.
con todo,
They want to relate to
acompañando
everyone,
a todos,
to stand at
anunciando
everyone's
las
side
maravillas
as they proclaim
de aquel
the
que es
marvels
consejero
of the wonderful
maravilloso,
Counselor,
Dios
the
fuerte,
mighty God,
Padre para
the eternal
siempre,
Father,
Príncipe de la
the
paz.
Prince of Peace.
El pueblo que caminaba
The
en
people who
tinieblas
walked in the
ha
darkness
visto una
have
gran
seen a great light,
y nosotros,
and we,
cristianos,
Christians,
somos testigos.
are witnesses of that light.
Let us reflect in silence for some brief moments.
For some brief moments, or for a brief moment.